Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
On your mark, get ready, start.
Broadcasting from California and Delaware, this is the Hard Rocking Trivia Show. And here are your hosts, Mark and Danny.
Hey, everybody. Time for another episode of the Hard Rockin' Trivia Show. Woo! I guess we're up to 2-something.
280-something. And this one's not a rerun. We've been doing some old reruns, but this one is not a rerun. So
it's new. June of 2025. We are here live in Delaware and California. So.
Yeah. Should make all you people out there in podcast land extremely happy. I know the millions that listening, right?
That's right. All right, so let's start off with some rapid fire. All right, welcome back. Here we go with some rapid fire where we fire off 3 trivia questions to each other and try to stump each other. Usually we don't do 6 for 6 or 0 for 6. We get a couple, but it all depends on how we're feeling at the day.
Yeah, we have no guarantees here. It's hit or miss with us.
Totally. Depends on if we ate our Wheaties this morning.
Yeah, I didn't.
All right, question number 1 for you. Who is the personnel that recorded the 1987 album by Whitesnake?
Okay, the one that went nuclear. That'd be
Nuclear.
David Coverdale on vocals.
Yep.
John Sykes on guitar.
Yep.
Neil Murray on bass.
That is correct.
And here's the one that everybody misses. And he's in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Ainsley Dunbar on drums.
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't think
one more.
I don't think there's one. Oh, there's one more. Oh, is there a keyboard player?
Yes, there is.
God, Don Airey.
That is correct.
Oh, that was... Last one was a guess.
Don Airey, the usual suspect in that genre.
Yeah, which is weird because that band before had Cozy Powell on drums. He must have left, and then they dragged in Ainsley Dunbar, who was in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with Journey. But I don't think he ever played live with Whitesnake, so Ainsley did the record, left. And in that particular lineup, didn't perform live. That's when they brought in all the face guys, all the hired guns.
The Adrian Vandenbergs and the Steve Vais and the...
Vivian Campbell.
Yeah.
Rudy Sarzo.
All those pretty boys.
Pretty boys that could play, and
absolutely
it worked. And they blew up, and they were already big everywhere else, but it blew up in the States because of the video of those guys and Tawny Katane writhing all over a car. So,
yeah, with Still of the Night and Here I Go Again.
Yeah, great songs, great imagery. It was a home run there.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you're one for one.
Yes. All right. Here we go. Question 1 for you. What do Megadeth drummer Nick Menza and original Boston drummer Sid Hashian have in common?
I'll guess that they're both from Boston.
Incorrect. I'll give you a hint. Something happened to both of them, and it was the same thing.
Something happened?
Happened to them, and it was the same thing.
They're both fired from their bands.
No, worse.
Let's see. I don't know. They Both got rectal cancer.
Close. You ready for this? They both died on stage while playing the drums.
No.
Yep.
I did not know that.
Yeah, there's video of Nick Menza just playing drums, and all of a sudden they thought he was, the band he was playing with thought he was joking around. He was just leaning over his drums. No, he died. He had a heart attack.
Damn.
And the guy from Boston, I think he did it on a cruise. He was playing, just, slumped over, dead.
Jeez.
What a way to, I mean, it's kind of a cool way to go if you're going to go and you're a musician dying on stage like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I know. Sorry, I brought the show down this early in the show.
Oh, man.
It gets better, people. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bum everybody out. Okay, here we go.
No, that's interesting, though. I didn't know that they both died while playing.
Yeah, and another one, the drummer in Kicks had a heart attack on stage. But luckily, the bass player, Mark Shanker, used to be an EMT and revived him on stage before the paramedics got there.
Wow.
Doing CPR. So make sure you people out there know how to do CPR. They change it all the time. It used to be, 2 pumps and 2 breaths and 15 pumps, then check. Then I think it's 1 in 30 now.
I have
One
no
breath
idea.
and 30. They change it all the time. I know your daughter used to do that too, but it seems like they change it every couple years. So maybe it's
I know the guy at my hospital that does all the CPR and BLS training, basic life support training. I know him. I should ask him.
Yeah, ask him, and maybe on the next episode we'll tell everybody what it is now.
That's right. We are a customer service podcast.
We're here to save lives.
Through rock and roll and CPR.
Yeah, one person at a time.
That's right. Or one question at a time, which brings me to my second question for you.
Nice segue.
Who autographed a fan's arm with a Bowie knife?
It has to be somebody like Ted Nugent.
Is that your answer?
That is my answer.
That is correct. Ted Nugent. He did it in Philly, of all places.
Wow. See, I was going to guess either Ted Nugent or somebody from Manowar,
Yeah, Manowar or Jackal or something like that.
Yeah, that makes...
Yep, Ted Nugent.
That makes sense. I don't know. I mean, I like Ted Nugent, but I'm not letting him cut me up. I'm sorry.
No, I think his medical license expired a while ago.
Yeah, maybe
it's a long time before.
I know he lives in
before he started
Texas.
being a rock star.
Yeah, maybe it's illegal there. He can do that, but I don't know.
He did it in Philly, so I don't know.
Maybe it's illegal there.
I don't know what the surgical rules are in Philadelphia, but
Yeah, you
maybe
better.
so.
Next time you're there, you better be careful.
Yeah, really.
There could be a doctor hanging around the other side of the corner. You go to Pat's, and next thing, one guy wants to carve you up. I don't know.
Well, I'm going up there Monday for a Phillies game, so I'll have to be careful.
And who are they going to lose to? I mean, who are they playing?
They're going to beat the Cubs.
Okay.
So the Cubs are playing really well right now. So
Yeah, well, whenever I get back there, I'm going to go there during baseball season. We're going to go. We should go see a Phillies game, a Nationals game, and an Orioles game. If we can do that all in the same week, I think that would be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah, that'd be no problem.
Yeah, they're all pretty close. Yeah.
All right. So you're 2 for 2. Great job.
Okay, you are 0 for 1, but it might change right here. Okay, this is one of those list questions. Which one of these bands has the earliest debut album? I'm going to give you the 4 bands, and you pick the one that has the earliest debut album, okay? Golden Earring, Status Quo, The Guess Who, or Steppenwolf.
Oh,
The
geez.
earliest debut album.
This is total guess. I'm going to say Status Quo.
Ooh, incorrect. Their debut came out in 1968. So now we're down to 3 bands. Golden Earring, The Guess Who, or Steppenwolf.
I will say, just because it doesn't sound right, I'm going to say Golden Earring.
That is correct.
Whoa. Okay.
Those guys, I mean, they just retired. Their debut album came out in 1965.
Jeez. 65.
Yeah, and they just retired because their lead singer has Alzheimer's. So they went deep.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, I mean, so they've been around forever, and it was pretty much the same guys. I mean, same lead
Wow.
singer. So, yeah, those guys hung around a long time. Steppenwolf's debut came out in 68, and a kind of a tricky one with the Guess Who, because they changed their name 3 times. They were called Chad Allen and the Expressions, parentheses, Guess Who, undo the parentheses, whatever. They were that in 65. In 66, they were Guess Who. It's weird. And then in 60, but then they came the Guess Who. So they changed their name 3 times. Goofy, but Golden Earring is the correct answer.
All right.
And I can.
That's crazy that they from 65, because their big hit was in the 80s with Twilight Zone.
Oh, not really. That was their second big hit. What was their first big hit?
Oh, what was it? Was it Radar Love?
Yeah, Radar Love was 73. So they had that one big hit, and then all of a sudden Twilight Zone came out with, and that was their second big one. That was pretty much it for them in the States. But I guess everywhere else they just continued plugging along. So yeah.
Well, good for them.
Weird band. They have that weird album called T&A, but it's really the words.
Yeah.
So. Oh, is that you?
Nope.
Oh crap! It's DirecTV calling me. Should I answer? No, I don't want to talk. Sorry, Direct. I already have Direct. Why are you calling me now in the middle of the show? Don't they know? Okay.
Middle show. You've got important work going on.
Yeah, I already have DirecTV. What are you trying to sell me? Something that I'm not going to watch? I don't know. Okay, here we go.
Some other add-on that'll cost more money.
Yep.
All right. So question 3 for you. Let's see how you do with this one. This is a list question.
Okay.
So what do the following bands have in common? Anvil, Girl School, The Knack, Mama's Boys, New England, Tigers of Pantang, and Touch.
Now all those bands have something in common.
They do.
Oh, they're all ugly.
Well, Mama's Boys were good-looking guys. So the Knack were, but they looked like nerds.
Yeah, they were okay, but Anvil and Girl School.
Yeah, Anvil, yeah, not so much.
Oh, all these bands have, okay, they're not 3 pieces, okay. That's Mama's Boys and Anvil for now. God. I'm going to say they're all on the same label.
No, that is incorrect.
Okay.
They were all formed in the same year. Any idea what that year would be?
1978.
Yes, that is correct.
Oh, that doesn't count.
Still don't get a credit for the question, but yeah.
All right, so I'm 2 for 3.
Well, that's not bad. You already beat me. So.
I did. So we get the bonus number 3 question, which could be easy, could be hard, based on how you're feeling today. Okay, here it goes.
If I know the answer, it's easy.
There you go. And there's a good chance you might know the answer.
Okay.
All right. In 1982, Utopia covered this song. Then in 1988, the Bullet Boys covered this same song. And one more time, in 2007, Queensryche also covered this same song. These 3 bands covered this one hit that came out in the 70s. What was the name of that song?
I'm going to say Money.
Stretch it out a little more. You are.
Money, money, money.
Yes, I'll give you that one. For the Love of Money by the OJs. Correct.
The Love of Money.
Utopia, Bullet Boys, and Queensryche all covered an OJ song from 1974.
I don't know that I've heard Utopia's version, but I definitely have heard Bullet Boys. That was kind of a big hit for them.
Yeah, that was their second single.
Yeah. I don't know that I've heard the Queensryche version.
If I had it once, I've never heard the Utopia version either, but the Bullet Boys version I know. That's probably I figured you're going to get the answer correct. You'd know that one.
Woo!
So 1 for 3. Combined, we were 3 for 6. That means we're batting 500, which is awesome in baseball, but sucks if you're trying to get your degree.
That's right.
So we can look at it.
All right. Well, so our degree in rock and roll history is...
Yeah, we're good there. but that doesn't help us one bit. Can doesn't pay the
Not
bills.
a bit.
No. This show is not monetized on YouTube. Plus, we don't get that many views on YouTube, so it doesn't make a bit of difference. So
That's right. Yeah.
But it's weird. We might have more listeners than we actually know by all these, because this show goes out on Spreaker, and Spreaker takes it and spreads it out all over the world in these different little ones. So I honestly don't know how many people really listen to this. Lowball, I think 150 maybe per episode, but it could be a lot more, and we just don't know. So
I hope it's a lot more. Get the word out.
Yeah, that'd be cool if it was, but even if it's not, it's still kind of cool that we got people from all over the globe listening. I mean,
yeah,
it always blows my mind. Hey, somebody in China's listening this week. Whoa, okay, that's cool.
Nice.
Tanzania, we've had some weird places where people listen. So, hey, if we can entertain you guys and turn you on to some cool music, hey, we're doing our job.
Yeah.
That's the good news.
Smyrna, Delaware listens.
Yeah, that's good. That's the good news. The bad news is we're not getting paid for it. But then again, we didn't start out doing it for the pay. So if we did, we'd be flat broke.
That's right. Yeah, my wife would be like, get a job.
Yeah, what are you doing, you bum? Why do you
Nobody
guys
cares.
Yeah,
Why do you know this stuff?
Yeah, why do you do this? We do it because it's fun. Okay, now we're going to segue into Danny's concert review. He went to see Metallica not once, but twice in the city of brotherly love, which is Philadelphia. So, Danny, take it away.
Hello, it is Ryan, and we could all use an extra bright spot in our day, couldn't we? Just to make up for things like sitting in traffic, doing the dishes, counting your steps, all the mundane stuff. That is why I'm such a big fan of Chumba Casino. Chumba Casino has all your favorite social casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere with daily bonuses. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com. That's ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
All right, so they played, this is their no repeat weekend tour, or the M72 or 72 seasons or whatever you want to call it. They've been on this tour for 2 years now. It's crazy. Because I saw them back at the Meadowlands, and I was trying to remember when I saw that, and on the back of one of the guys' shirts, they had the tour dates from that segment of the tour, and it was August of 2023.
Good Lord.
Like, damn, that 2 years ago? But,
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, if you want to go back and check old episodes, that's the famous episode where Danny talks about how long it took him to get into the parking lot and how he missed most of Pantera's set and how...
And all of Mammoth.
Yes. So that he was beyond PO'd.
Absolutely.
But I bet you saw all the bands this time.
You bet your ass I did.
Good.
So let's start with Friday.
All right.
So Friday, the opening bands were Ice Nine Kills and Limp Bizkit. Ice Nine Kills, I don't know. I don't know any of their songs. They have a whole stage show kind of thing going on where they're killing people and using chainsaws and axes on people. And when you go on at 6 o'clock and it's daylight outside, that just doesn't go over. At least for me, you're axe murdering somebody and then they get up and wave and walk off stage. Nah, I like it better. I could see it going over a lot better if they were inside and they kill somebody and the lights go off and then it's like, oh man, that was dramatic. But anyway, plus I don't think they have the full complement of the PA when these opening bands are going.
Oh, they're not giving them the respect. Usually Metallica does give them the full PA, but Ice Nine Kills ain't getting it.
I don't think so because it was muddy for them and for Limp Bizkit, which I'm not a huge Limp Bizkit fan. I know My Way or the Highway and maybe a couple other songs, but it started to rain like after 2 or 3 songs into their set, and it started to rain hard. So I was like, forget this, and went down underneath. We were at the Eagles Stadium, so we went down underneath, and it was, dry, so people were coming in just soaked. But then it stopped raining with about 2 songs left in Limp Bizkit's set. They kept playing during the rain.
Well, let me go back to Ice Nine Kills. Because Alice Cooper does things where he kills people on stage as people get hurt. Then he has his roadies dressed up, and then he drags the people off the stage. Wouldn't you think Ice Nine Kills would do that if you're killing somebody on stage? Have some other guys come up and drag the body off stage so it doesn't look silly where the guy gets up and waves at the crowd. Oh, I'm not really dead. Goodbye. Wouldn't you think you'd do that?
It's something, but maybe they just like, never mind.
Oh, and who did you go to the show? Was it just you, or is it you and a buddy, or your brother?
No, I went with a buddy of mine that I've known for 20-something years. I worked with him at AstraZeneca. He and I went to the Friday show, and then Sunday I went with my nephew, Tyler. So
okay,
Tyler's a huge Metallica fan, so he went that night.
So when Limp Bizkit started, you were still hiding from the rain?
No, Limp Bizkit started. They played like 2 or 3 songs, and then the rain started.
Oh, okay.
So I got to hear, they started with My Way or the Highway, which is not a bad song. My granddaughter, Ella, loves it.
Really?
She's a huge fan of that song because Annie told her I was seeing Limp Bizkit, and she asked if they did My Way. Okay.
Is it called that, or is it called something else? I know that.
I don't know.
I know that's in the chorus, but I think it's a different title. I'm not a big Limp Bizkit person, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, their guitar player, Wes Borland, he's like known for being kind of out there a little bit, and he wore this blinged up mariachi type suit. The entire thing was sequined. And then he had on this mask that looked like a Mexican, one of those Mexican death masks.
Yeah.
And it was totally blinged up, and then had a gigantic pink mohawk. So you couldn't see any of his face at all. Not the eyes, nothing. You couldn't. The only skin you could see was his hands. That's it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because there's video of the entire show on YouTube. I like his little outfits because it seems like he comes out with different things each time. The guy's creative. But is he a good guitar player?
Yeah, he's a good guitar player.
Yeah. He might be the best musician in that band by far.
Probably so. I mean, the rest of the guys are just okay. Just whatever.
It's either him or the guy playing the scratching,
Oh, my God.
The DJ.
Anytime a band comes and has a DJ set, it's like, oh, fuck. No thanks.
But yeah, I know you're not a big fan, but did you actually enjoy their set?
Well, the 4 songs I saw, because when the rain started, I went underneath and then came back out for the last 2 songs when the rain stopped. It was okay, Yeah, if it was Limp Bizkit. If you like them, you like them. If you don't, you probably won't enjoy their set. So,
though I
don't know much about them. I just know a couple of their songs.
I do like break stuff. Give me something to break. I like that one. People seem to like that one.
Yeah, I didn't get their set list.
Okay.
But I did download Metallica set list, so we can talk about that. So
Okay. So for you, they were just eh.
Yeah. Ice Nine Kills, I could have, give or take. They're hard. I mean, it's hard rock, of course, but you wouldn't think they'd be very mellow when they're axe murdering somebody on the stage. But
right. I've sent you a couple of their albums, but myself, I have never really sat down and listened to one of their albums. So I don't know if I might like it. I just really haven't taken the time to listen to it. So
yeah, the songs, the sound was so muddy, and I don't know that I really knew what they were playing.
Oh, okay.
So even if I knew it, I don't know that I would recognize it, but who knows?
Okay.
So I had been looking at the set list for Metallica and, what they play, just kind of get an idea of what they're doing from night to night. And I noticed a couple of my songs that they don't play were Holier Than Thou and Sanitarium, Welcome Home.
They don't play it either night?
Nope.
Oh, how can
we're going to the show Friday night, and that's the night I went with Matt. And I said, I really wish they'd play Holier Than Thou. And he goes, yeah, I like the sets, and they're not really doing that on this tour. It's like, okay, well, it'd be nice, and I'd like them to play Welcome Home also, but whatever. They're going to play what they want to play. They have so many freaking songs. It's crazy. But so they started out Friday with Creeping Death, which awesome beginning song. Then the third song in, they start Holier Than Thou, and I'm like, oh, God, thank God they played this. It was awesome.
Good.
Love that song. So, for me, the pinnacle of the set is right there at the third song, but that's fine. Then they go on to play King Nothing, which I love that song too. And then they do 2 songs from the new album. Though that's when you can go to the bathroom.
I have it and listened to it a couple times, but it didn't do anything. But I'm not hardcore either, so yeah.
Yeah, they played 72 Seasons and If Darkness Had a Sun, which I really don't. I've listened to the album a few times, and neither of those songs really do it for me. They're fairly slow, and then once they do that, they always do this thing where Kirk and Rob do this little doodle thing where they just play something.
Yeah, something from a band from that area or a band from that whatever particular country they're in. Because I know they did, when they were in Norway, they played Take On Me by Aha.
Well, that Friday night, I don't know what that was. They just kind of did a jam kind of thing. It wasn't any song. On Sunday night, they did more Philly type stuff. Like they played the theme from Rocky, Gonna Fly Now.
Okay.
And they did like a Philadelphia Freedom kind of thing. So it was cool.
Okay.
On Sunday, but Friday, I don't know what it was. Let's see. Then they did The Day That Never Comes, Cyanide, Orion, which each night they do a song that they dedicate to
Cliff.
Yeah, Cliff Burton. They dedicated to him. So on Friday night, that was Orion. And then on Sunday night, that was Call of Cthulhu. I know it means something to them, but they can get rid of both of those songs. Those are just long jam songs. Okay. Then they start, after Orion, then they kick in with some more well-known song. Nothing Else Matters, Sad But True, Fight Fire with Fire, then Fuel, which is unbelievable live, then Seek and Destroy, and then ended with Master of Puppets.
Oh, they ended on a high note for sure.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the last 6 songs or 7 songs just killed it. So Friday night was really cool. Just them playing Holier Than Thou made it for me that whole night. So
was it sold out?
No, I wouldn't say sold out. I'd say like 95%.
Okay, still
There
pretty.
were some seats up in the upper deck that were sold. The floor was almost completely sold out. It looked like the Snake Pit was completely full. But if you haven't seen this stage setup, it is crazy.
And sound quality, was it good for Metallica?
Yeah, for Metallica, sound was perfect. It was great. You could hear everybody, even Rob.
It's still a weird set stage where they're kind of spread out all over the place. Is there much interaction? Because they seem like
yeah, they so if you haven't seen the stage, it's like a big circle. And there's fans in the middle they call the Snake Pit, and then they play around this play on this stage that's round right in the middle of a football field. So it's about as wide as a football field. Probably goes from like the 30-yard line to the 30, maybe 25 to 25, something like that. It's big. But I think what they kind of do is they have 4 drum sets, and each drum set comes up from under the stage when it's time to play that in that area. So as the lights go down, the first drum set comes up, and he goes over and plays on that set for like 4 songs. Then the lights go back down, and they're playing these things on the video screens, and then while the lights are down, the second drum set comes up, and the first one goes back down under the stage. And so they do that 4 times all the way around. But they kind of seem to focus in that area of the stage while the drum set is up. So while they may go all over, they pretty much stay fairly close to the drums. They may go around half of the stage in that quadrant or quarter or whatever you want to call it.
That's a pretty smart way of doing it, so everybody gets a taste of the band up close.
Oh yeah, and there's microphones for James all over the place. There's probably 20. On the inside, where he's singing right to the snake pit, or on the outside where he's singing to the crowd, to the rest of the crowd. So, yeah, there's, there might be like 16 to 20 microphones because he can pretty much sing wherever he's pretty close to a microphone wherever he is.
Okay.
So that's pretty cool. They're all over the place. And just Lars is so dramatic, and he's making all these faces and his tongue sticking out, and when he knows when the camera's on him at this one point, and he's like just acting like he can't even stay in his skin. He's just like, oh, come on, dude, just play the drums. But
he's kind of a hyper dude.
Yeah, he is what he is, but he's Lars.
Yeah.
So that was Friday night. Totally great set.
Okay.
But I think Sunday's set might have beaten it, though They did play The Unforgiven, which I cannot stand that song. And
right.
They played it right after the Call of Cthulhu song, so that's about 20 minutes of, God.
Well, before that, it was a different opening bands for the Sunday night? Were they better?
Two different opening bands Sunday from Friday. So the first band was Suicidal Tendencies. The lead singer looks like he's like us. He's probably in his 60s. He's overweight. He's wearing these baggy pants and this like a white beater T-shirt. Dude, good Lord.
Good. So that's Mike Muir. Don't you know Mike Muir? Don't you know I'm loco ese?
Oh man. Well, he's got one move where he brings one arm up in front of him, then he does the other arm, and then the other arm.
Yeah,
that's his move, and he does it the entire freaking show.
Yeah, I mean that's his thing because they were a hardcore punk band that kind of morphed into a metal band. But yeah, they were one of the few bands that for the longest time, they were banned from playing in Los Angeles. They had to play outside of this county because every time they played, there would be a riot. Because this band just seemed to get people going. And they're a multicultural band, and they had a black guy in the band. They got some Mexican members, and they're kind of affiliated with gangs, so the gangs kind of gravitated to them. They played punk. So, yeah, chaos at their show. So, yeah, they got banned for a couple decades, I think. But,
wow.
I mean, I knew one song from them, Institutionalized, which was a punk song. But other than that, they were pretty popular around here, but I never went to a show. So
yeah, I was kind of surprised that was a band on the bill, but I know that Rob played with them, so maybe he had something to do with them being on the bill.
Oh, there's a little other. I don't even think you noticed it. Who's the bass player in Suicidal right now? He was kind of a younger guy.
Oh yeah, he was young, thin.
Yeah,
what are you doing with these old?
You know who he is, right?
No idea.
That's Rob Trujillo's son.
It is Ryan Seacrest here. There was a recent social media trend which consisted of flying on a plane with no music, no movies, no entertainment. But a better trend would be going to ChumbaCasino.com. It's like having a mini social casino in your pocket. Chumba Casino has over 100 online casino-style games, all absolutely free. It's the most fun you can have online and on a plane. So grab your free welcome bonus now at ChumbaCasino.com. Sponsored by Chumba Casino.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. That's the connection.
All right, well, that makes sense as to why they're on the bill.
I mean, that kid is so good at the bass. When he was 13, he subbed in for Korn. So he's played with Korn, and now he's playing with Suicidal.
Okay.
So it makes sense, and he's probably... I mean, I'm not for certain it's him, but I think it is. I think he's maybe 16.
Oh, it was a young guy.
16, 17, maybe.
Maybe.
And the guy can play like his dad, so yeah, he's got some chops.
I didn't notice anything in particular. I thought, whoa, the bass player's good.
But for a kid that age, getting up there and doing it, so yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not a huge fan either. So, but did they go over okay, or people are like, eh?
Yeah, I think so. There was not a huge crowd for him, and they kept chanting ST, ST. Okay.
Yeah, because it's hard to chant suicidal tendencies.
Right.
Suicidal tendencies.
Well, it didn't go over. They didn't really get a whole lot of people joining in, but whatever.
Yeah, back in
They were very appreciative of being on the bill. They kept thanking Metallica. They kept thanking Pantera for Pantera bringing them out on their first shows.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, I guess. But anyway, then Pantera came on, and they must have gotten more of the sound than Suicidal Tendencies or any of the other opening bands, because they sounded great. And I mean, the band, they're so good, and just the musicianship in that band is crazy. But Zach sounded just like Dime. It's unbelievable.
Cool.
Man, I know he's probably worked on it for years on how to play that stuff like Dime did, but he sounded great.
Yeah, you saw the original classic lineup. Well, not the original, but you saw the classic lineup. How does this lineup stack up to the classic? Is it pretty close?
Yeah. I saw the original lineup at way back in the, I guess it was.
And that's mid-'90s when they were playing Skid Row, right?
Yeah, but it wasn't mid-'90s because we had moved. I saw him in Charlotte when we lived there, so it was early '90s.
Okay. Yeah, because that was...
We moved up. It must have been late '80s because we moved up here in '90.
Okay.
Wait, no, we moved up here in '94. Yeah, '94. So it could have been early '90s. But anyway, saw them in the little gym-looking thing in Charlotte opening for Skid Row. And I remember they were like, whoa, man, that was a powerful band back then. And a totally different venue from a little gymnasium to the Eagle Stadium, but they sounded great. They played most of their songs that they're known for. I mean,
the classics.
Yeah, the classics, Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah, and Walk, I'm sure, went over really well.
Yeah, Walk, I think they did that last. Mouth for War, they played. But yeah, they were good.
They didn't play
Charlie Benante. The guy's a monster on the drums.
And it's different because when Anthrax, he plays a lot faster and does a lot more fills. But with Pantera, he just sticks to the groove and doesn't try to do anything that, the original drummer did. He just plays it straight. So
yeah, he does, and it's fit perfect. So I think they're doing. Some people are like, "Oh, it's a sacrilege. You can't do that. That's Dime's band." And, no, they're doing it right. I mean, they're not trying to. It doesn't seem like they're just trying to make money off the name. They really did well.
It's a tribute because, if it's not for the two guys left bringing some other guys in, you're never going to hear that stuff live again. So this is the best way for, especially a lot of the younger people who never got to see the classic lineup. This is your chance.
When we went underneath during Limp Bizkit on that Friday, we were just sitting there having a drink, and these two people came up, asked if they could sit down with us. We're like, yeah, sure. And so we started talking to him, and it came around to that I had seen Pantera back in the day when Dime was still with him, and this guy lost his mind. He was like, "Oh my God, you saw Dime live? You saw him?" I was like, "Yeah, I was right up against the stage, right in front of him." And he just went on and on. He said, "My wife bought me a Dime guitar that Dime's wife signed." I'm like, "Well, okay, you're a big fan."
Cool. You should have said, "Hey, I saw Cliff play live too in a club."
Yeah. I didn't want to go there so much. But
they probably would have got dropped to his knees and just worshipped you. Oh my God, I can't believe it.
I did see a guy walking around in a Kill 'Em All for One t-shirt.
Yeah.
Which, for those that don't know, Metallica's first tour was after their Kill 'Em All album was with Raven on their All for One album. So they titled the tour Kill 'Em All for One. And so a guy was walking around with a Metallica Raven t-shirt that said Kill 'Em All for One tour. It's like, I saw that tour.
Yeah, me too. And the reason I went to that tour wasn't because of Metallica. It was because of Raven, who were the headliners.
Absolutely.
And little did we know that Metallica would be this monstrous band back in the day. We thought Raven's got a good shot at this. But Raven, unfortunately.
It's like when we saw Black and Blue and Guns N' Roses and Ted Nugent.
Yeah.
When we saw Guns N' Roses opened the show and we're like, man, this is just an Aerosmith ripoff. Little did we know.
These guys are going nowhere.
Yeah, just a local band, local LA band, whatever.
Yeah, first time I saw Bon Jovi was in a club. And they were on their first album. I was like, yeah, okay, you're paying in front of like 700 people at the the country club. Well, they might make it. Okay.
Yeah. So the Metallica came on Sunday night and started with Whiplash, which is one of my favorites also. Not as much as Holier Than Thou, but great song from their first album. Then they did For Whom the Bell Tolls, Ride the Lightning, and The Memory Remains. So, cool songs. Good. Absolutely should be in their set list. Then they did 2 off their new album, Lux Eterna, which is a great song, and Screamin' Suicide, which is another kind of slow, not slow, but slower song that, whatever.
Oh, you could do without that one. Okay.
Yeah. Then they did the Kirk and Rob Doodle again with Philly type songs, which was okay. Then Fade to Black and Wherever I May Roam. Good songs, fine, whatever. Then The Call of Cthulhu and The Unforgiven, which, oh my God. That was, at that point, I'm like getting tired, like, ugh. I could actually just nod off here for a minute, but then they played Whiskey in the Jar, which, great song. And for those that don't know, that's an old Irish whiskey song that was, first time I heard it was done by Thin Lizzy.
Right. Not a Thin Lizzy, it's not a Thin Lizzy original. They covered an old folk song.
Yep.
But it is a great song.
Absolutely.
They go down pretty good?
Yeah, it went okay. A lot of people singing along to that. Then they, they kind of ended on a high note again with Blackened, Moth into Flame, One, which they almost blew up the entire stage on that one. Unbelievable. But, they have it like a war scene. They have these red searchlights going on. They have bombs going off. They have fire going everywhere. It's just crazy. Then they played One, and then, of course, they finished with Enter Sandman.
Hello, it is Ryan, and I was on a flight the other day playing one of my favorite social spin slot games on ChumbaCasino.com. I looked over at the person sitting next to me, and you know what they were doing? They were also playing Chumba Casino. Everybody's loving having fun with it. Chumba Casino is home to hundreds of casino-style games that you can play for free anytime, anywhere. So sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com to claim your free welcome bonus. That's ChumbaCasino.com and live the Chumba life.
Sponsored by Chumba Casino. No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.
Which,
cool.
Unbelievable song. So.
I'm just glad you didn't go on a date where, we're going to play all of our slow songs. Here's The Unforgiven 1 and 2.
And 2, yes.
That's when you have to kill me. Ugh. I'm not a fan of their ballads. I mean, they're ballads. When they're the really slow songs, no, give me the fast stuff, please.
Yeah, and, between The Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters.
Ugh, I hate that song.
Just, it's funny. I can't really tell the two apart except for doing the chorus. It's like, okay, is this Nothing Else Matters? Oh, no, this is Unforgiven? Okay, whatever.
Yeah, here's where I nod off.
Yeah.
Was there a difference between crowds? Was one crowd rowdier than the other, or are they both about the same?
Not particularly. I think they were both really into it. Particularly during Enter Sandman and like Seek and Destroy on Friday night, just people really into it. And
does Metallica get any airplay on rock radio in the Philly, Baltimore area? I mean,
yeah, The Unforgiven and Nothing Else Matters.
Oh yeah, it's those songs. Yeah, not the heavy stuff. But, yeah.
No, you're not going to hear Holier Than Thou or Ride the Lightning. You might hear Sandman, but
yeah, isn't it weird that bands like Iron Maiden and Metallica, they really don't get played on rock radio much. They just don't.
But they sell out these stadiums.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard what the new Iron Maiden tour is?
Oh, so I might have to go to this.
I'm going to that if they come anywhere on the East Coast. So for those that don't know, they're touring Europe right now on the tour called Up to Fear of the Dark, I think.
Yeah, I forgot the name of it, but it's basically the first
it's the Run for the Hills tour or Run for Your Lives tour. And it's songs from the debut album up through Fear of the Dark.
Yeah, so they're doing about 4 from the Diano era at least. I mean, those songs still work live, and they work with Bruce singing them too.
Absolutely.
Oh, that I'd be there just for that.
And then they do all that Aces High. Oh man!
And apparently the new drummer is killing it. So the guy from the British Lion. So yeah. Those shows are online. I mean, it's still not the same experience of being there, but it seems like they're kicking ass. So yeah, anywhere near me, I think I'm going. I haven't seen Iron Maiden since Blaze was in the band, so it's been a while.
I saw him a bunch of times back in the day. We saw him with Paul Diano.
Yeah.
Opening for Priest. We saw him with Bruce opening for Priest. I saw them on their 7th Son anniversary tour. That was at a shed outside of Philly over in Camden, New Jersey. That's a great album, so it was cool hearing that whole thing. But yeah, that was the last time I saw him, and that might be, 20 years ago?
Yeah.
15?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I honestly haven't really been into Iron Maiden's newer stuff. It just kind of too long, too proggy for me. I like the Diano era short 4-minute tunes. That's what does it for me.
Yeah.
But the fact that they played Rat Child, they played Murders in the Rue Morgue. Oh, yeah, I mean, that's it for me right there. They play Iron Maiden, of course. There's one more they also played, but I forgot which one it was.
I think it was Killers.
Yeah, they did play Killers.
Yeah.
Like, wow, I don't think Bruce has ever done that one live. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. But then they do. Oh man, the set list looks awesome.
Yeah.
Be cool. Be cool. The wife's coming.
Yeah. Woo. So, what do you think about that Linda Ronstadt song? Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
You're funny.
She's all dressed up because she's going to graduation tonight, and she's one of the ones that reads all the names.
Oh, so you better make sure you get all those names correct. Yeah, my son and daughter graduated last night, so.
Congratulations.
580 kids. Whew, we were there for 2 hours long. So
jeez.
Hopefully your school is smaller than that one.
We have 100 kids, but our ceremony is 2 hours plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oof.
So, yeah. I've been practicing all my names.
Yeah, because there's a lot of non-U.S. names.
So I'm going to guess the Indian names would be the toughest ones.
She loves that stuff.
I love them.
She loves those kids and gets all their names. And, they say, oh, just call me Bob. Your name's not Bob.
Nope.
It's Shalamam.
I call them by their names.
There you go. Give them the respect.
I don't want you to call me Baba Ganoush, Miss Davis.
Oh,
My name is Steve. How can I help you?
Welcome to Google Customer Service.
Yes.
all right, well, here I go.
Okay, well, have fun.
Thanks, you guys too.
Oh, I got one last question. Did you hear that cover, that Linda Ronstadt song, We Will Rock You?
No.
She didn't hear that?
I didn't play it for her.
Oh, my God. I did that specifically for her to get a reaction, and she didn't even listen to the show. Oh, God, our viewership's going right in the toilet now. Jeez.
I've been a little busy.
I
will.
didn't tell her about it. It's not our last show because
Yeah, it's a couple back.
he played a couple of older shows, but
Okay.
he wouldn't.
It'll blow your mind.
Ooh, I can't wait to listen to it.
Okay.
Now that summer is approaching.
Yeah, you better go back and listen to all the episodes so we get our numbers up here.
I do. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'll do it.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you sometime.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye,
Bye.
Marky.
Bye.
Open our books.
There's our
You leave it
very special guest, Miss Dana Davis.
All right, so I've been looking to see if Iron Maiden's playing anywhere in the U.S. and I haven't seen any U.S. dates.
Nothing, but they will. But just but they're global bands. So bands like Metallica and Iron Maiden, they don't just play Europe and the United States and maybe Canada. They play everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And the fact that Iron Maiden's not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is a travesty. It'll happen, but they should.
I saw this thing on Instagram that said the top 25 bands not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And Iron Maiden was listed. Thin Lizzy was listed. The number one, they said, was Jethro Tull. I'm like, oh, my God, you kidding?
Out of all these people, I mean, Jethro Tull, yeah, they probably should. But there's there's bigger bands, a lot bigger bands than them that should be in.
You think Jethro Tull's could tour the world?
No.
No, they could not.
They can tour Bisbee, Arizona, and Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah, and play little clubs.
Right. Maybe a theater in certain places, but no. I mean, if you're talking about Jethro Tull should be in, then Blue Oyster Cult should be in. But then Danny...
That was another one.
Yeah, then Danny and I could probably give you 20 other bands that were bigger. I'll give you one. Three Dog Night.
They were listed.
Yeah, they had something like 40 or 28, 38 top 40 hits just here.
And guess who was listed?
Should be in.
Yeah, they had some huge hits.
Right. First band.
BTO.
Who?
BTO.
BTO, I agree. But guess who before them since they predate them? But Grand Funk Railroad, who only sold out Shea Stadium.
Yep.
Come on.
They were listed.
I think they've just forgotten about all the early 70s bands and went straight to the 80s and 90s. It's like, okay, Soundgarden should be in, sure, but it's just a little early. Oh, come on. Oh, well.
Yeah. Well, once we're asked to run the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, we'll make that right.
Yeah, I still keep running out to the mailbox hoping to get that letter, but it hasn't come yet. Oh, well.
Oh, well.
All
whatever.
Right. You know what we should do? We should probably end the show right here. And we'll do our next bit, and we'll do that the following week. So,
all right.
So we're going to end it right here. So come back next week where we're going to give you something special.
So special.
All right.
All right. See ya.
All right. Bye.
Step into the world of power, loyalty, and luck.
I'm gonna make him an offer he can't refuse.
With family, cannolis, and spins mean everything.
Now, you wanna get mixed up in the family business.
Introducing The Godfather at ChumbaCasino.com. Test your luck in the shadowy world of The Godfather slot.
Someday, I will call upon you to do a service for me.
Play The Godfather now at ChumbaCasino.com.
Welcome to the family.
No purchase necessary. VGW Group. Void where prohibited by law. 21 plus. Terms and conditions apply.